Hello there, Amstrad fans and other fans of different systems and retro collectors and anyone who's watching. Hey, you should be an Amstrad fan. But this is a unpackaging and a few more bits and pieces I've got here to do with the Amstrad Flashcart for the GX4000 and the Plus machines, of course, to replace all the very, very expensive cartridge games, such as, well, this is the most common game, Burning Rubber. But collectors of the GX4000 know that games are ridiculously scarce and very, very expensive. Now, the C4 CPC, which is in this little package here, removes this necessity to buy all these games. I mean, if you're a collector like myself, I still want the games, clearly, for, you know, nostalgic purposes and collection purposes. But if you want to play the games on original hardware, all of them, well, all of the ones that are ripped, should I say, so almost all of them, 25 of the original cartridge games, not the 26th, Chase HQ 2 Special Criminal Investigations, because it's never been ripped. That should be ripped by now, but that's a different matter for another day. And of course the fabled Gaza 2, which we don't know where it is or wherever the hell we can do with it, but you know, it's out there somewhere. Maybe one day it will show up. But it does have all 25, I'll say all for the time being, for the best word to say, all 25 cartridge games on this, plus more, and we'll get onto that in a minute. So this was developed, we started development in 2014, I believe, by a chap called Gerald Vincent, a retro hardware designer, programmer, all the above, and he got really on working on this in 2015 and eventually released it mid 2015 to the end of 2015, and I have one now. It's extremely reasonable price and still available if you want to contact Gerald. I will leave a link in the description box for all that kind of stuff. And really, if you're a GX4000 fan or collector of any kind of sort, it's an essential thing to have. It's a bit like having a flash card for the PC Engine, to have all the games on that, obviously the EverDrive on the Mega Drive, and the versions for the Super Nintendo, and so on and so forth. And that's basically what it is. So we'll have a quick look straight away. Put that over there. So you get the basic board, which is shaped like the insides of a cartridge. And here he is. I'm going to be very delicate with it. And as you can see here, we've got a dip switch bank here. A USB input here, micro USB input, and on the other side an SD card insert, which is where all the games go. Now you can assign different games via their ROM, via their CPR ROM, to the flash chip, which is, I believe, this one here. We're getting my chips right. That is the chip there. It's got a 512 kilobyte capacity. So it comes preloaded. The SD card in here, I'll just click it out for you. It comes preloaded with the ROMs, so it's very, very handy. You don't need to do any of the work yourself. It's all already in there. So is the firmware for the chip itself. That's already on, but you can upgrade the firmware as and when you need to, or whether there's an update done for it or not. But the version I've got has got the latest firmware on the chip. The reason why this took so long to come about is because this little doozy here, this is a CPLD, excuse me, a compact programmable logic device, and this bypasses the original Amstrad ACID chip, which stood for Amstrad Cartridge Identification Device. A security chip basically that comes inside all of the original cartridges. Now a lot of people, what they did to get around this, before the C4 CPC came about, was to rip open lots of Burning Rubber cartridges, rip them open, take the ROM chip out, flash ROMs with the ROMs from another game, and just plug them into the board, slot it into the machine, and they got the game. But it's quite a destructive way of doing it. I know there's tons of Burning Rubber cartridges around, but if you keep doing that, eventually there won't be any. And of course, every time you do that, you're destroying an original case, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like destroying originals, even old and numerous Burning Rubber cartridges. Don't like to destroy them. It's not great. So put that there. So the C4 CPC bypasses this completely. You don't need to destroy anything. It's much more user-friendly, far easier. But there are a few things you need to think about when you're getting this. Now, it's €65, so very reasonable. So just over 60 quid to buy it in pounds sterling at the current exchange rate. We've got a reset switch on the front there, dip switch settings, like I've already said, and a few other bits and pieces, a USB interface device, and a few others. But it's very quite simple, and literally just slots into the top of your GX4000 like so. It's good. I mean, it's nice to have these things sometimes covered up with a shell. So that's available too. Now you can 3D print yourself one, which I've got in this box here, which I'll show you in a second. You can 3D print yourself one with a file if you've got access to a 3D printer, or you can order one from a chap called Terran Beacon on eBay who 3D prints them, and he will send them out to you, which they should. This goes slots straight into it. You screw it together, and you've got yourself an all-in-one Amstrad GX4000 flash cartridge, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, a few things that are much better about having this than original cartridges. You can obviously automatically assign the dip switches I've already said. So you plug it in, you switch the machine on, your dip is set to one of the settings. I think you've got 13 open settings because you need one setting to access the browser, which we'll go on to in a minute, and another setting to access a USB interface. But apart from that, the basic interface to basically turn it into an Amstrad Plus. Kind of pointless really, because you don't have a keyboard, but you can do that if you wish. It's got that ability. Obviously, if you're using this with an Amstrad Plus, that is needed. With the GX4000, not so much. But you can reassign them by plugging this in. I should get this right. Put the SD card into your computer, browse the files, drag the appropriate CPR files into the right files, and boom, there's your output. Again, I will leave the links in the description box of how this is done, and helpful tips and user guides to this, because I'm just giving you a quick overview. I'm not going to go into massive detail here. Just showing you the system, showing you the demo, should I say, a little playthrough afterwards as well. You also get a very handy, this is extremely handy, I always lose these, a micro SD adapter. So very nice. So like a little package and a little quick simple key guide as well of the dip switch layouts. So them aside, the other thing you need to remember when using the C4 CPC is you do not, and I repeat this, do not use the original pack-in power device that came with the GX4000. Now I have one here. This is a pile of shit, and it's the reason why a lot of GX4000s decided to spontaneously combust. The RAM would fry, diodes would blow, resistors would just piss off basically because of this block of crap. And the reason why is because it's extremely underpowered. As you can see, it's got 11 volt input, 11 volt output should I say, with only a 500 milliamp surge, 500 milliamp output. And the C4 CPC uses more power than a standard cartridge does. So you will run the risk, well, it's probably 100% likely that if you use one of these with that, your GX4000 is going to say bye-bye and go to the great Amstrad God in the sky. Now, if you're using one of the monitors, I'm going to throw that away. I should really throw that away, I'll just keep it for posterity. It doesn't even work, that, you know. If you're using one of the Amstrad monitors designed for the Plus range with the GX4000, then that's fine. That's a 5 volt output with a higher milliamp output as well. High amp output, and that's fine. You don't have to worry about changing that. So an example would be a CM14 colour monitor that came with the Plus systems. But if you're going to use the SCART or RF, don't recommend using RF, it's a load of rubbish, but if you're going to use a SCART, which most people do, then I recommend you pick yourself up one of these, which is an alternative power supply. Now, there are many different ones that you can use, and they will be effective. This one is highly recommended because it's RS are well respected, well known for their expertise. So I picked myself up this. This cost me £16 roughly, £17 including postage. Smaller, lighter. It's got a centre positive, which is what you need. This one will not fit into the other port on the back of the GX4000, so you can't confuse it with the 5 volt input. And of course, it's got what you need. This is a 9 volt out. And it's got a 1.2 amp output as well. So more than enough power for the C4 CPC to suck out of it. So get yourself one of these. I'll leave a link on the description for the forum involving talking about power supplies and which ones would you prefer to buy. You pay a little bit more money for this one, but I think this is the way to go. It's professional stuff and it's the best thing, really. So make sure you have that if you're using the GX4000 with a TV. Like I said, if you're using a monitor, a CM14 for example, you don't have to worry about it, everything will be fine. Now the final part in this jigsaw puzzle is this, and this is the case. Now I ordered one pre-3D printed, and give this a quick unboxing. I'll go into more detail this in another video. I'm going to do another video on how to fit this over the C4 CPC, but I'll give you a quick look. And what you have is two halves of the cartridge, as so. As you can see, they are the same dimensions as an original cartridge. So we'll just put this, where's the front of it? There's the front of it. So there's the front of it. It's got all the correct recesses for the C4 CPC. So the dip switches will pop in there, the USBs in there, and it's got a slide in the back for the SD card, and even a little cutout on the back, if you can see that in the light, to tell you which way the SD card goes around. So very good, great design. Great, see, same profile as an original Amstrad cartridge. So when this goes together, as so, you can see, boom, near enough identical. As long as the width is the same, it will slide into the GX4000, no problem. And that's what we're going to try now. We're not going to put it together at this moment. I'll try this. I'll do that in another video. But just got my GX4000 here, just to demonstrate. I'll move that out of the way, and the C4 CPC, of course. Let's put the GX4000 down here. Empty at the moment, so just slot in there like that. We'll lock in as well. But for the time being, we'll put the C4 CPC in as well. Now I would just open it up like that. So. Lock it open. Don't do this obviously when it's powered on. I wouldn't recommend that. Slot it in there. Find the slot and push. And there it is. It's in the GX4000 and good to go once you've got everything connected. As I say, with the appropriate power source. Remember to do that. More links. Like I say, I will leave all the links that you need for more greater detail on this and more of a user guide on this. But this is a fantastic thing for the GX4000. I bought the, just slide that out very carefully. Be very careful when you're doing that with obviously PCBs that are completely unprotected. I would recommend. Yes, it's excellent. A very excellent piece of kit. And now we're going to go and have a look at a playtest. And this is when we're going to look at the onboard browsing system for the games. Now this is called CPR Select. It's on one of the dip settings, like I said earlier, and this is when you can select your games manually from a list, and you can also select the converted Amstrad CPC games, the old Amstrad CPC, which have been converted from their original disk or tap or a like file to a CPR file that makes them a cartridge readable format, and therefore you can play them on the GX4000. Wow. There's a list of them on the Amstrad CPC wiki, and I'll leave a link in the description box of that as well. But here we go. We're going to go switch to the TV now and show you a little bit of a playtest. See you in a bit. Okay, here is the playtest, and here is the C4 CPC cart in all its glory. Ooh. Sorry about the lights changing there. Autofocus on the camera will do that while pointing towards a flat screen TV such as this. In its 3D printed case, and as you'll see, it will just slot right into the GX4000, which is right just down there, just in shot. And here we go. Straight in, no problem. Bit of flat, and there we go. Right, I'm just going to go and turn the light off so you can get a better picture. There we go. Right, and here we go. It's a pretty clear picture, to be honest. Now, I've tried a few different ways of connecting the GX4000 up here. It's an old console, so as anybody knows, any retro gamer knows, they don't work perfectly A1 with modern flat screen televisions. So I have used a SCART to SCART, I've used composite, and I've used S-Video, and the best result I get is through SCART to SCART on one of the ports of the TV, strangely enough. And initially I was getting very heavy rolling bars going up, but that seems to have faded away now. And I do have just ever so, you probably can't see it, but there is a very, very faint rolling bar going up, but I think, I mean, it just disappears when you're going through the games. So this is the CPR select screen, which is, so the C4 CPC is set to dip position 16, which is the last position, and this is what you get in return for that. And you get your plus games there, so that's basically your GX4000 games. You can press 1 to select into the menu and 2 to return with the GX4000 controller, which you can't see there because it's just a shadow against the television. So you press 1 and then you got all the games there. Well, when I say all the games minus Chase XQ2 and of course Gaza 2, because, well, I've already spoken about them, but they're all the games. So for instance, it's Copter 271, a game that I don't have originally, so we'll load that up and we'll play Copter 271. And it's just like you had the original cartridge. It's absolutely fantastic. Nice intro for Copter 271. Shame the game is a bit sluggish, but graphically it's very pretty. So we'll have a quick go, quick game. One player, sound effects on, yes, why not? Oh, it's the French ROM as well. Aha, interesting. The French ROM for this. But then again, you've got the translation underneath, so what am I talking about, Weatherly? I know that as well. I shouldn't say that, because I already do know that. We'll just skip through this business. Oh, hello. We seem to have... No, I thought we have incurred a problem there, but we didn't. Well, yeah, it seems generally like the Copter 271 I remember. Playing on emulator. Oh, got it there. Did I get it? Yes, I did. Oh, well, that was terrible from me. Awful. Oh, did I get it again? Oh, it's shockingly bad from me. This is what I forget how sluggish Copter 271 is. Oh, I got that one. Come here, son. No. Anyway, I'm just terrible at this game. Let's try something else. We have to switch off. Sorry about the blue screen. Switch on again. Go back into the CPR select screen. And then we'll go for other things. So we've got the C128K demos, which I don't know how the hell they do that on a 64K machine. It's probably a very simple explanation. You've got GX4000 ports. Now these are the games that came from, well, these are the ports from CPC games, should I say, onto GX4000 format, which is absolutely fantastic. And this is like, I mean, look, I mean, you've got Chase XQ here, two different versions of Chase XQ. I think, forget which one has the full ticket. I know one of them does, has the full text and speech and everything. Cybernoid, oh, look at the Dizzy games as well. Some absolute classics here. And we're going to actually play, we're going to play Double Dragon there. Is that the crap version of Double Dragon? It probably is the crap version. Oh, the duct! How the hell did they put the duct on? That was from a cover type fast food Dizzy Escape from the Planet of Robot Monsters, Fruit Machine Simulator, and the original Fruit Machine as well. How the hell can you play that? That's keyboard. But we're going to go back and we're going to play, I think, a bit of Dizzy. So playing Dizzy on the GX4000 is like a dream for me. Infinite Lives, no, we don't want that, so we'll press down. CGN Soft on the port. Yes, there's the loading screen from the original game. Press that button, I suppose, that continues on. Yeah. Oh, no music on the title screen, which is a shame, but never mind. Ah, but it is on the game. Bit strange that. Oh, but playing Dizzy on the GX4000 is like a wet dream for me. Oh yes, this is just awesome. What are we gonna do? Yeah, pile of leaves. That's right. I forget what I'm doing now. Book of matches, log it on, and walk into the fire because I'm just gonna kill myself. But you know, this is just, I don't know how. Honestly, I've lived without this thing. It's just pretty spectacular. And I'm going to do this one as well. Just port. Now these are Plus games that I believe were originally on disc. Not sure about Relentless. I think that was a Plus game later on. Fluff though was, and so was that version of Frogger. And then we've got a couple of homebrews in there. Blue Angel, I know him. Other, just I don't know what that is. System, and then there we go. And that's basically it. But you know what, a lot of content you get for your the bang for your buck, as it were. Blown away by it. Just blown away. It's a fantastic piece of kit. It really is. Get the setup. I mean, if you're a GX4000 fan, just get the setup. I have come across a few anomalies here and there, like you just saw there on. I mean, why was the music on Prince of the Yoke Folk missing on the title screen? I'm not sure why that happened. I think I was playing Relentless earlier and it crashed as well mid game, but the system was still running. I'm not sure why that happened as well. So there is a few little bugs in the system, a few Nova bugs in the system, if you will. But aside from that, everything is present and correct. And what we're going to do here, let's go and play Pinball Magic, I think, because I haven't got that cartridge game either. So Pinball Magic. I love this version of it. Fantastic music, great graphics. See if everything works. It does. I've done something there. What did I do there? There we go. And that's really all I can say about it. If you're a GX4000 fan or an Amstrad fan, this thing is basically essential to get. It's a wonderful piece of kit. So well done, Gerald. I mean, hats off to you, sir. It's really excellent stuff. Probably the most professional thing you can get if you want a Flashcart for the GX4000, aside from, you know, smashing open burning rubber carts. And I'll leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Yeah, I recommend it. The C4 CPC completely. Cheers. Novabug out. I'm just going to go do this and probably die. Oh yeah, I did. Farewell.